that. So
What's your criteria? How would you characterize your style? Not to compare yourself with others, but I'm assuming you've had influences,
mhm.
whether it's Stephen King maybe on the one side or William Gibson on the other. We're readers. If you're a writer, you're a reader. And you mentioned you started being a voracious reader all the way back years and years, 20 years, 25 years ago.
Mhm.
So, who does it for you, and what criteria do you use when you evaluate your own novel and novella as being good or worthy of sharing? How do you make that decision?
Well, my literary influences, I mean, they're kind of varied. I enjoy Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. That was a big influence. Although I wouldn't say I'm as descriptive as Robert Jordan. I'm actually not very descriptive, so that definitely didn't carry over into my own into my own writing. Um, I like Stephen King. I mean, who doesn't? The guy is the king for a reason. Especially his earlier work. Some of his earlier work was just wow. I remember listening to the audiobook for The Shining and just being like, and just kind of like looking around like, man, this is kind of creepy. I feel like I'm being creeped on a little bit here.
It works then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah.
effective and it stayed with me. Like the mood, the atmosphere just stayed with me for days with that book. It was extraordinary. And let's see.
Dead Zone. For some reason, I read a bunch of Stephen King, and for some reason, Dead Zone really like took me there in that same kind of way.
Okay. I need to check it
That
out.
that, that was
I haven't read it.
that was a trip. They made a movie out of it too. Obviously, they made a movie out of what is now like 2 dozen Stephen King
Yeah.
novels. But there was a Dead Zone movie too, which wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But that novel was really creepy in a cool Stephen King kind of way for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to look it up. It's one I
yeah.
haven't read yet.
He's so prolific, right? The mofo writes every day,
Yeah.
and he just cranks it out.
New book every year.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I wish
And he got run over by a truck,
I know,
right?
right? That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
read his book on writing where he talks about that, and that was
yeah, yeah. And that's a good book too.
yeah.
That's a really good book for writers, which is just you got to do your duty.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
hard. Yeah.
Definitely. There's some of the advice that he gives in there I would kind of maybe offer some mild pushback on just because um he the way he kind of communicates some of his philosophy on writing is like you have to do it this way, and I've been around enough writers to know, and I've been experimenting with my own style enough to know that there's lots of different ways to do to write a novel, and obviously what he's done works wonders for him, obviously. So if he gives kind of the prescriptive writing advice, you should at least pay attention. You should at least be like, okay, what can I use? What can I take from that advice and use for myself? And the parts that don't work for you, that's fine. They don't work for you. So, but yeah, but just I also like the way with on writing that it's almost like a biography and a philosophy on writing. So you get it's really good for writers to read. You get a lot of cool tidbits in there.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with your observation that you got to make it personal because if you're writing, you need your own voice, and that's the most enticing and the most challenging part of it, I think, where you fail, just like you mentioned. Like there's an idea in your head, and then you get it on a page, and you think it sucks, and you think it sucks because there's this big gap between what's in your head and what's on that page. So when you reread your own stuff, you're like, that's not it. And then I think when you bring the two together, your own voice is starting to come out. You're not listening to anybody. You're not copying anybody. You're not trying to be somebody else, but you're true to your own imagination and your own unique way of expressing yourself. And if you could build that confidence to the point where you're able to pull that off, I think that's when you've arrived as a writer. And it's self evident in your writing being you. It's not Stephen King. It's not anybody else. It's you. And then you take pride in your own capacity to tell a great story. And then you let your characters help you along, right? Your characters end up writing the book for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's one of the biggest learnings I got, which is just, I have all these ideas, I got all my plans, and then my own characters blow it up. They're like, no, 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 that's not what I would do.
Yeah.
And check it out. This is what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.